Welcome back, everybody. I'm sorry to cut the duct tape a little bit short, but
Guys,
we have
panic.
we have something special for you because we have our first qualifying match. We have our best of 5, and this is not a TvT. Let's go!
Like, he's not leaving.
Yeah,
this
it's
is intentional.
100%, mate. 100%.
I thought he just like misclicked or something, but no. So welcome, guys. We are on Tropical Sacrifice ESL, and as we are looking at the top right of the map, we see something unusual. We have a red player from Onsite Gaming, and he's Protoss. His name is Maru.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, currently teamless. Currently, his main race. It is Percival.
See, I was about to say like how we were waiting for creator, and instead you got me into a TvT, and then like, hold on a second.
Exactly. Maru was saving us from the TvT. Let's go. He knew that you were going to be casting and he's going to be playing with this Protoss. So fun fact, we were actually, because we had like a little bit of a viewer party when watching DreamHack, we were actually theorizing Maru versus Raynor. We were hoping that it was going to be a PvP because Maru's Protoss off race is pretty goddamn good, similarly to Raynor. So we were hoping for a PvP. It didn't happen there, but it's great to see Maru whipping out his Protoss in a tournament anyway.
Do you think it's one of the two things? Either Maru saw Raynor playing Protoss and he was like, ooh. But yeah, maybe Maru saw Raynor playing Protoss is like, I can do that. Or do you think it was a second thing where like the whole Valencia thing happened, and then CranKy's like, hey Maru, you can do that.
I think Crank had some influence. For those wondering, Crank is casting this in Korean. Of course he is, because they are teammates. They are both representing Onsite Gaming. And I do think that this is partly because Maru is the clear favorite. I do think that there is a bit of a skill difference between Maru and Percival. So off racing kind of makes sense when it comes to putting on a good show. And I know that he wants to put on a good show for Crank specifically. Meanwhile, Percival, likewise, mate, you want to off race me? Puppy, you want to off race me? Let's go. Oh no, but the factory's in range of the cyber core. No.
Yeah, he put it too close. He could have moved it like a bit to the left.
It's in
Do
range.
it, Percival.
Oh my god, he's going for the factory in the main base, quickly checking it is. Oh, it was within vision for a split second. It looks like, yeah, Maru, he was looking at his minimap. This has been spotted. The Widow mines are not going to get through, or they shouldn't get through.
I mean, it will take like 3 years for this adept to kill the factory, so a mine will still come out, but I don't think it will do any damage.
Exactly, that's the problem. So again, this is a very cheesy build. It's called a rompeculo in Spanish. White Adria does this a lot. Oh, as we do see, the Widow Mine does burrow, bearing in mind that there's an armory behind this. Detection is going to be needed to clean this up, but only after the armory is done. Oof.
Yeah, this first Widow Mine is not gonna get anything done. The second one is about to be ready.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of Marines sipping on in, but the Adepts are already here. Maru reading Percival like a book. The Adepts rock up. The Marines are going to do 0 damage whatsoever. At the same time, Oracle comes out, kills the second Widow Mine.
Do you think it's actually like where Maru like sees this beer is like, dude, I'm Terran. I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, he's like, I've done this before. I've done this to SOS. I know how this works. And just like that, he's shutting this down. Meanwhile, we do have the third Widow Mine coming out, and the third Widow Mine isn't going to be able to borrow. It looks like it will be able to borrow, but we have an Oracle, and we have Revelation.
Yes, it is. But seriously though, I just imagine Maru being like, okay, at second 34, you should have Marines here. Oh, you're 2 seconds late.
Shaking my head. Would you have the fourth Widow Mine coming out? No, it was cancelled. Addon gets thrown down instead. Sorry, it didn't get cancelled. We do have the Widow Mine being focused down immediately by that Phoenix. I love it. The Addon was going to try and cover it and try and obscure the Widow Mine, but unfortunately it wasn't going to be the case, and the factory even gets shut down.
yeah, it's gonna get destroyed by these phoenixes, and now Maru is ready to counterattack. And what does Percival has at home?
Yeah, the scary thing is that Percival did lose 3 Marines across the map when he went across, when he was trying to be aggressive, so his Marine count isn't looking very high. He doesn't have a bunker on the low ground either. Again, we've been here before with Quanta. We invested so much in that aggression, and it didn't really do much at all. Like, that was a lot of Widow Mines, that was the factory, that was the armory as well, and now Maru, he's here, he's across the map, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Percival has some Marines ready, but Marines are not gonna do well against this Oracle with the Stalkers for backup.
Yeah, especially
the Oracle
because
goes down.
the Oracle does go down. These are vanilla Marines. They don't have anything special about them, and there are enough of them to force all this back, but I still think that was a good trade for Maru in the end, for our Protoss player.
Yeah. Sends this Adept to check what Percival may be preparing, but yeah, Percival is just trying to make up for the losses.
Yeah, he is. Maru again just dominating the skies. Another Oracle is going to be on the way as well. He's transitioning into more standard play, like many Protoss players have been adopting. He is delaying his Robotics Bay or even just avoiding it entirely and relying a lot more on just a pure gateway army.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, adding a few more gates right now. Blink is on the way as well, so we will see more of a Stalker army, it looks like.
Yeah.
And I just thinking, what can Percival do?
That's the question, and Maru's already like covering his bases. He's throwing down a spotter pylon just in case a drop goes into his main base. He's maybe a little bit vulnerable at his natural, but that's where his Phoenixes are. His Phoenixes are here towards the south. So again, if a drop does move out, Maru will most likely catch it as he just dives immediately on top of the Medivacs. Oh my god.
Yeah, almost
Jesus.
gets those Medivacs, as the Marines of Percival are actually in the middle of the map, and now Maru is aware of it, and we will try to stop this push.
Ooh, nice catch here. Doesn't get a Phoenix, but does deal a lot of damage already. Looks like in the end, the Phoenixes are going to be able to survive. And what's important is that Maru is now aware of the location of the army. His own army is getting in position, and pushing up this ramp is never going to work. We have force fields. We have sentries.
Yeah, indeed, we even have an Immortal just in case, although he's not going to do well against these Marines.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, Maru was trying to target fire that medevac. He got baited a little bit, so a nice trade so far by Percival. He's pulling the boys!
All of the boys!
Up the choke point? Against force fields? I don't like this, Kuro.
I mean, there is no AoE damage, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Percival doesn't like it either, so he's trying to wait. He's trying to power down these rocks. The boys are being pulled. They're slowly going in, but again, he knows that he can't push up. Not until the rocks go down.
Yeah, now the boys will have some more space.
Oh.
Ooh, but the stun is he gets all of the Marines almost.
Basically, every single Marine gets staged as Maru shuts down this push. He's going to be able to go across the map. Percival was 100% all in with the boys being pulled, and now Maru can just dominate this fight, shut it all down, and Percival, yes, he just has nothing left.
Yeah, this is his army. This is it. Like, with how many workers he's lost, he's not going to be able to make it up.
Wow, GG, well played. Maru does take game number 1 as Protoss. Disgusting.
I'm still in disbelief that Maru will do this. Like, hey.
Oh my god. I shaking my head, Maru. How could you do this to your fellow Terran? These players used to be teammates. They were on Team NV together. And for him to whip out his Protoss like this,
Oh, he's praising him though. He's praising Percival. So that's neat.
Yeah. I mean, it would have worked. It maybe would have worked if that factory wasn't scattered immediately by the Cybercore. If you remember, like it was a little bit misplaced. I say misplaced. To be fair, he didn't know where the Cybercore was. He didn't know that it was that close to the edge of the map. And I mean, to be fair, it was that close for a reason.
Yeah, I feel like Maru's like SimCity was a little unusual, which might have helped, but yeah. But anyway, that was then, and we are now loaded into our next map, which is Data Sea, which is the water map for this season apparently. And we are looking at the base of a player representing outside gaming, not a Terran, but a Protoss. It is Maru.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Sea, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, currently teamless, but fighting his heart out here in the qualifying match. It is Percival.
I like how the chat is also in disbelief. It's like, wait, this is a new Maru? Yeah, I thought the old Maru was Terra.
There's another Maru? I thought both other Marus were Terran. I thought Masa and Maru were, what's going on?
I mean, apparently this is the year of new Maru, and new Maru is not scouting this proxy.
You say the year of new Maru, this is the year of Protoss, okay? Raynor switching to Protoss, Maru switching to Protoss.
I didn't want to say that, okay?
Hero is coming out strong. Creator got second in GSL. But yeah, for those in the chat who are wondering, this is the normally Terran Maru. He's just off racing here in this qualifier. And Percival, as you were pointing out, goes for a bit of a proxy, but it does get scouted.
Does it? Did Maru see it, actually? I mean, he sees that there's nothing on the other side of the map.
Yes, yes. So Maru does go for the probe scout. He confirms, hold up, where is your Rax? To be fair, he could be pulling a Bjorn. Bjorn loves to throw down his Rax behind his mineral line or at his third base location just to fake out a proxy. So there is a possibility there, but Percival throws down a bunker. He reveals that, nah, his proxy is across the map.
Maru seems so confident, though. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this Nexus here anyway. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I love this from Maru. He turns around with his probe. He confirms, okay, we have a factory back at home, so we already see a transition. So with this, he knows that it's only a single Rax. It's not any more committed than that. He knows that, again, there shouldn't be too much across the map. He did get his Zealot out first, so he's respecting this. You know, he's looking to deal with this as best he can.
Yeah, and the Stalker is on the way as well. He may lose some pros, but actually the Micro is really good.
Will lose one probe. Meanwhile, Percival barely keeps his Reaper alive, just barely on 1 HP. Now 2, now 3, gets into the bunker. And with this, he will be able to delay mining at the natural for quite some time.
I'm glad this map also has that little nook for the SCV to hide in. The probe actually goes down.
The SCV wins out on the fight there, so probe does go down. Percival, he's flying all the way back home. And again, with this bunker, you do need a shield battery to clean this up. Shield battery is on the way here for Maru, and again, it's just a little bit annoying. It's just, yeah, Maru's stuck on 1 base economy for longer than he would like.
Yeah, I mean, he's stuck on 1 base economy, but like, he already has the base. Like, he doesn't have to make it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the worst thing in the world. And here we go with the shield battery with 2 Stalkers. Like, Maru will clean this up. He will force a salvage. Hopefully, we do see a salvage here from Percival as he tries to micro as best he can, trying to keep that SCV alive for as long as possible. And even trying to repair this for as long as possible as well.
You see that? The SCV actually dodged the Stalker shot. That was interesting.
Beautiful. Beautiful micro there by Percival. He rotates around, and now he's going to get into the main base, and he should get a full scout off. With this scout, he's going to be able to see. This time, for the first time this series, it is not a Twilight Council opener.
No, you're going for a Stargate.
Percival, check.
Do you think this... He's not gonna... No, he's just leaving.
Yeah, he doesn't check, so Percival is going to be in the dark about this.
But yeah, I was gonna say, this is just for like a harassment, right? This Stargate, and he's gonna transition afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are, to be fair, there are some Protoss players that do enjoy like going into Phoenixes and commit a little bit harder to Stargate play. I don't know how Maru plays his Protoss. I'll be honest, I don't know. Oh. Speaking of, here we go.
Yeah, we have a Phoenix following this Oracle. This Oracle actually hit from the Reaper. I'm not sure if knowingly or not.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, we do have the Reaper trying to go up this ramp, but the Stalker is here to deny him. It looks like he will barely get past the Stalker, and there we go. We have the confirmation. It is a Stargate opener. I don't think he saw the Phoenix as it came out, though.
Yeah, I don't think he did. It was just away from his vision. And to be fair, he has Marines in his bases now that he knows the Stargate is there, but Maru is not flying in quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, Percival is playing the safe. He did prioritize his Cyclone as well, and his Cyclone is exactly what you want, especially against Oracles. So, you know, he's just dotting his T's, dotting his I's, crossing his T's. He's even getting a second tank, so if it was a Twilight Council opener, he would be safe against Blink Stalkers, or relatively safe, as he should be able to cover both his main and his natural.
And meanwhile, Maru is going straight for a Robotics Bay.
Oh my god, he's being so greedy. I love this from Maru. Like, Percival is being hyper defensive right now because he's afraid of what the hell Maru's gonna do. Maru, off of 1 gate, he goes Stargate, into Robo, into Bay, into third, now gets a second gateway. Like, he's been working off of very few units until now. And even now.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't have to have more, right? Like that's what I said. Like Maru's play style is just very confident. He's like, okay, this is what I need to defend, and this is exactly what I'm gonna make, and nothing else.
Yeah, but because of that, there is a massive gap in army supply, and thankfully Percival isn't staying at home. He is going for a push now that he has recognized how safe he is. Now that he knows it's not going to be any kind of Blink Stalker push, and he's pulling the boys, and it gets scouted.
Yeah, so once again, Percival is just going all into this situation. There is that stasis trap, which may be important, but I think he may dodge it.
Oh no, he misses it. He thinks there's a stasis trap somewhere, and he's not wrong. He will bait out the first stasis trap, and there we go. He baits out the second as well. The boys are here. I love this from Maru. Maru, he canceled his third base, and he's throwing down as many shield batteries as possible. He knows that all he has to do is defend.
Ooh, the Colossus just pops out. The thermal lens is not quite done, but it should be enough range to fight.
Oh, exactly, but you know what? We have 3 tanks behind this. The boys are being cleaned up. The Phoenixes do CC one of the tanks, but there is not enough Phoenixes here available. The tank does end up being let go. Overcharge is popped, but is there enough for Protoss? Is there enough for Maru?
Another Colossus is not even halfway done, so it's not gonna be able to support this army, and the tanks are shelling the pylons.
Yeah, the shield battery gets depowered. 2 more shield batteries get thrown down, but there's only 1 remaining here. The Robo is within range, and it's gonna go down, maybe even before the second Colossus comes out.
I think he can do it. The Colossus is close. It's gonna go out.
He needs the Colossus so badly. It looks like he barely will. No, he won't.
No! It went down just last second. The Colossus will not come out, and now Maru's army is so much more weaker.
Yeah, exactly. Maru was a little bit too greedy, a little bit overconfident. You were talking about his confidence before. To be fair, he did survive the SCV push, but the tanks are still behind this. Not a single tank has died this game, and now the next side is going to go down.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he actually saves it with an overcharge. Okay.
Overcharge is barely going to keep alive. The Phoenixes do dive in as well. The Colossi are doing a lot of damage. The Marines are being cleaned up. But what about the tanks?
Yeah, the tanks are still standing strong. The Colossus falls down. And Percival takes game number 2.
Let's go. GG, well played. Maru, you want to be greedy? You want to tech up in every single direction and get a third base against Percival? Nah, mate. Percival, he is a strong player in his own right. You cannot do that against him. He won't let you get away with it. And I love that he even pulled the boys with it as well. Like he knew that there was a window here. He exploited it. And now we have a tied up series.
Yeah, it was all or nothing, and it worked out. So... It's just... Yeah, PvT.
Let's go. So we do have a series before us. If you thought that Percival was going to get clowned on by Maru in his off race, nah, mate, he can fight back. And Maru has to take this a little bit more seriously. Again, he can't be as greedy as he was trying to be last game.
I mean, to be fair, I was waiting to ask, like, do you think when Percival heard that Maru is playing Protoss, was he happy, or was he like, not again, not TVP? Which one do you think it was? Anyway, we are now loaded into Inside and Out, as we see our player in the red. It is the red Protoss, representing on-site gaming. It is Maru.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out ESL, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, currently teamless, but tied up 1-1 in this best-of-5 series, setting out 2 SCVs across the map. We have Percival.
I will say, Percival is very aggressive this whole series. Like, I was almost suspecting that this time Maru is gonna for a proxy or something, just to, you know, like complete this cycle of like, oh, we're gonna macro, we're gonna do everything. But no, Maru is just playing straight up games, and Percival is just aggressive every time.
I mean, it makes sense because, let's be honest, as an off-racing player, you do have less experience in these kind of scenarios. You know, specifically against Cheese, you may not have the most crisp responses. So I do think that this is very smart play from Percival. So far, he's had mixed success, and I love this as well. He does get his racks, his first racks at home. He fully walls off, and now Maru is in the dark. He doesn't know what is going on.
Yeah, like in theory, it looks fairly normal. Like you you know, there's a Rax, like there's nothing to worry about, right? But I mean, it is Maru we're talking about.
It is, and we did have 2 SCVs, so again, I do expect this to be a little bit more committed. So this is a little bit sus. That you're fully walled off. The problem is that there could be a proxy, or there could be a CC on the high ground. Like, that's also relatively common. So this isn't the biggest tell for Maru. He is scouting on the right-hand side, and this is the most obvious proxy location for Raxes, or even like a proxy 111 or something. So Maru is double-checking to make sure, but he's not checking the top left.
Yeah, it's the one direction he's not going for. I mean, he may go for it soon, but it's gonna be a while before he sees it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, his probe has a lot of map to cover, and he is headed in that direction. Meanwhile, we do have Stim on the way, 3 Raxes. I wouldn't be surprised if Percival even pulls the boys with this push, if he keeps it hidden though.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh! No, he
The
doesn't check!
probe
Oh no! Okay. He doubles back. He will confirm. Oh, you have 2 Raxes here in the corner. You even have double Tech Lab as well. I know exactly what you're doing, and I'm sure Maru has done this many times himself. Now he can start to respond.
Yeah. For a second it looked like he's not gonna get it, but the pro comes back, and yeah, and now Maru should be fairly prepared. I mean, he's gonna have not a lot of time to get his defenses ready, but he knows this is coming, and the boys are on the way.
The boys are being pulled. We do have a second shield battery. We do have 3 shield batteries in total at the natural base. And I love this as well from Maru again. He needs to slow this down. He needs to chip away at this from long range. He needs to slow it down as much as possible. He may even have to pull his own boys. What's important is that probe that died, I don't think it saw the SCVs. I don't think Maru knows how committed Percival is with this. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I would like to see some work.
He has 3 units.
Yes, 3 units, Papi. Yes, 3 units. Here we go. The SCVs are coming in. We do have an overcharge on that center shield battery, and that overcharge is doing its best. He's trying to keep everything alive. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, some of the probes are joining in as well, fighting the SCVs, and the Stalker reinforcements are here now. That Adept survived for so long, but there are still Marines left over.
Yeah, an exclamation mark Funada every single one of these probes. But we do have an Immortal on the way. Again, Maru, he just has to slow this down. He doesn't have to save his natural. He can afford to lose his next side. And here we go. The Immortal comes out. He has more than enough to defend. I don't think Percival has enough steam anymore.
Yeah, GG is cold. Maru holds.
GG, well played. Unfortunately for Percival, it was scouted. Maru was able to confirm the build of the 3 racks, also confirm how all in he was. And Maru, cool, calm, and collected, didn't even overreact by pulling too many probes. And again, he can afford to lose his natural. It doesn't matter. He's got an Immortal on the way. It's all good.
Yeah, indeed. Like time and time again, Maru is just like really minimal defenses, and like most of the time it works. But do not worry, because as this is a qualifying match, this is a best of 5. So Percival still has a chance. Like, he took 1 game, he may still take 2.
Oh yeah, it is very possible, very possible. We could go all the way to the ace match. That's personally what I'm hoping for. We'll see if we get there. There was someone asking, does Maru, is he committed? Like, does he have to play Protoss every game? That's a good question. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I know that in the
ESL?
hold on,
EPT?
hold on. Someone is asking this. He can switch. Yeah, he can switch between games.
Yes. I was about to say that as well. For EPT, per EPT rules, Reina as well, he could switch in between games. You don't do a fresh veto or anything like that. You can pick and choose what race you want to play every single game.
Do you think if it's gonna be an ace match, Maru is like, okay, time for real game? That's what he like brings out his turn.
I would love it if we get to the ace match and Maru still picks Protoss. I would love that.
No. We get to ace match, Maru picks Zerg.
Ay.
But anyway, we are now loaded into Mundans ESL, as we are looking at, once again at the base of the red Protoss, representing on-site gaming. It is Maru.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, again currently teamless, but only down 1 game so far in this best of 5 series. Can he fight back? It is Percival. boy. This time,
So-
only sending one SCV, yes.
Of course. Of course it's an NG block.
Yeah,
I
engineering.
mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, I love this response by Maru, though. Again, he sends a couple of worker downs. He almost gets us around on the SCV as well. And because we don't get a lot of HP built on this NG Bay, it looks like we're going to be seeing a cancel. And Maru isn't going to be forced to, like, delay his expansion or anything like that. Not for too long. Not for too long.
I mean, there is that thing where he lost a bit of mining time as 4 pros were down in the natural instead of the main. But I mean, at least his build will be going as planned, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. This I guess what I was saying is that this could have been a lot worse for Maru. You know, if that NG Bay had gotten closer to being built, then Maru, he would be forced to tech up instead, or even throw down his Nexi at his pocket base or at a third location instead. It would have been a little bit more awkward.
And to answer the question from the chat, ESL Pro Tour, like all ESL Pro Tour events, allow changing races between games.
Yes. I do not think
I
that...
think so. I think that works that way anyway.
Bearing in mind, though, that even though GSL provides EPT points, I don't believe GSL follow those rules. I think they have maybe their own rules, but I'm not 100% certain about that. As that may be a little bit different. But here we go. We are diving into this series. So far, I love how Maru is a little bit paranoid. He's scouting the edges of the map right now, just making sure that nothing crazy is going on. Percival as well, making sure that he isn't being like proxy stargated or anything like that.
I mean, we got 3 games, and all 3 games were a proxy, so...
True.
I feel like it's fair to assume that there will be one somewhere.
Yeah, it makes sense. And as Maru gets across the map with his Adept, he should be able to rest easy. Now he's going to be able to confirm, okay, you do have a CC on the way. Oh, this time Percival is on point with his depots. He is going to be able to deny entry here of Maru's Adept.
Indeed. And Maru once again going for that Stargate.
Yeah, not for the first time this series. Oh no! As the Adepts were hiding in the Steam vents here. I think they're Steam vents, it's hard to say. But 3 Marines go down just like that. And even here, he gets rid of the lock-on.
Yeah, very nice little microbot by Maru. Like, those are like really small differences that can win you the fight.
Yeah, very nice use of those vision blockers there by Maru. Meanwhile, already 3 Marines going down. The Cyclone is going to get a lock on this shield battery. It looks like he's going to force a cancel. There we go. Does cancel in time. Boys are being pulled as well. A lot of aggression coming out from Percival, bearing in mind that he is rallying across the map here. He wants to try and break through.
Yeah, and this time this Cyclone is still alive. Now the Oracle is going to chase it away.
Oh.
But this was still quite a lot of damage from Percival.
Yeah, but now with the death of the Cyclone, a lot of the firepower is now gone. It shouldn't worry too much, but a second Cyclone rocks up.
Yeah, it does. And this time the Oracle is badly damaged, so it can just fly in there.
Yeah, exactly. We do have another lock-on as well. Not quite on the Oracle. The Oracle does get focused down. Cyclone barely gets saved. And SCV rocks up to repair, but it's too late.
Oh, look at this. I was like, never mind.
I mean, 7 probes did go down. What's a little bit surprising, though, is that despite the economic damage that was dealt, Maru is still ahead in workers. He still has probes to spare. Sure, I mean, there's still a couple of Marines just kind of being, like, trickling in. Actually, a 3rd Cyclone on the way. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, now there are 2 Phoenixes, so this Cyclone can be easily disabled, as we see. So it doesn't matter quite as much as a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Percival definitely overextending here. Like, to begin with, he was dealing some damage and it was kind of paying for itself. You know, he was able to cancel a shield battery. He got the Oracle. He got some probes. But, again, losing a little bit too much towards the end there. Now Maru has the map control. He has the economic advantage. He even has a 3rd Nexus on the way.
Yeah, and he's on the other side of the map. He has all these Phoenixes, which are gonna just be going around the bases, and the Stalkers do not have Blink, so they can jump into the main, but they will threaten the bases regardless.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest issues, like, thankfully another Cyclone was created, a 4th Cyclone even, but that's a lot of Cyclones, and that cuts into your factory production, that cuts into your tanks, that cuts into your overall gas income as well, and I don't know if it was really worth it here for Percival. For the time being, he is defending, and I love the way that he has split up between his bases, so he is relatively safe, but also contained.
I mean, yeah. Like the Stalkers attacking from the front are meeting with the Marines, and the Phoenixes can go in either with the Cyclone and another Marine force.
Yeah, and again, because there weren't any tanks, the Stalkers could just do as they pleased. Finally, the first tank does come out, and with this tank, there we go. Maru is finally going to be forced back, but a lot of Marines got picked off, and oh my god, Maru could even keep going.
Yeah, I think he can, but he's losing Phoenixes now, so it's getting risky.
Yeah, loses one Phoenix for a Cyclone, but now there are 0 Cyclones. There is no Stim. Stim is still a couple of seconds off, so now there's nothing stopping these Phoenixes.
Yeah, and the whole army is in the natural because he was defending, but it turns out the army is actually moving out, so Maru comes back to defend.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, hold up, where are your Marines? Oh my god, he's doing it again! He's pulling the boys!
Every time. Percival.
The problem is that this got scattered. Oh my god, the choke point here is insane. We do have the first force field, but we need a couple more sentries behind this. We need more force field energy if we want to hold on.
Yeah, and the army is slowly going in. Yeah, Maru can't stop him from going up this ramp, so this choke point is actually not very important.
Yeah, here we go. The tanks are going to be able to siege up here. The first shield battery goes down immediately, but we have 2 more behind this. We have 2 pylons as well, keeping them powered. We have an overcharge. Right now, Maru has to be very careful about when he uses it. He can't use it prematurely.
Oh, he's going for disruptors as well. I mean, it's a solid choice against this army, but it's gonna be a while before that's out.
Yeah, exactly. What's important though is that there are no medevacs with this, so it's gonna be that much more difficult to micro against, oh my god, against those disruptor shots, against those purification overs. At the same time, Phoenixes, they try to catch some of the reinforcements, almost get a tank.
Yeah, they will get a few more outers at least, but yeah, that's not a lot. The army is still in front of Maru's base. Ooh.
Oh, Maru misjudging where the army was. The first Nova, it whiffs, it doesn't connect.
Yeah, he thought he's gonna like catch Percival off guard, but he actually moved away.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, what's also important as well, because there are no medevacs, Percival is being very careful with when he stims. He doesn't want to waste it. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes, they dive on in. They do bait out one of those stims.
Oh, all tanks are lifted, and now that Protoss army can deal with the Terran.
Yeah, exactly. No tanks to support. The Nova goes off as well on those Marauders. It looks like Maru is going to be able to crush this push. And what's important is how committed that push was. We see a scan. Percival confirms, oh, you've been on 3 bases this entire time.
I mean, to be fair, there's only like around 10 workers difference between them, unlike the previous games.
True.
So,
true.
While Percival pulled a lot of SCVs, like he kept producing them, and he's actually not that far behind.
Yeah, the problem is the army supply as both tanks get picked up here, and this is everything that Percival has left to defend, and it's not going to be enough. Nova shots go off, not the best purification Novas, but they don't need to be the best. GG gets called, and Maru qualifies for TSL 9 with his Protoss.
You know what they should do? They should not say that because he qualified as Protoss, he has to play Protoss in the tournament.
Ollie, I know you're watching. I think you know what to do.
I mean, a Protoss player qualified. I don't know what to tell you.
True. GG, well played. Congratulations to Maru with his Protoss. Again, this is something that a lot of people have been talking about. Maru himself in interviews, talking about how he does ladder as Protoss, but has he ever competed as Protoss before today? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, it's cool to see him whip it out here finally after so long.
I feel like he might have in some of like ESL Cup or something maybe, but like definitely not like a big tournament.
Yeah, I wonder, because Maru doesn't play in ESL Open Cups. He does participate in Alima League, so maybe in an Alima League or something. People in the chat, I trust you to look it up. Check out Wikipedia. Has Maru competed as Protoss before, or is this a first?
Check out League. Maybe it's on a League.
It could be on a League. Oh, God. Meanwhile, GG, well played. Congratulations to Maru for qualifying for TSL number 9. And I guess this is a good opportunity to have a look at the bracket and see who else has made it through.